Hello guys. So in this lecture I'm going to simulate a relay. Let's do that. In the library window we will see all the components that we will need. I'm going to open AC power supplies and I'm going to get L1. If you double click on any of the symbols, you're going to get it like that, then you can drag it and drop it wherever you want. Now I'm going to move this library here. And the way this software is designed is that you create circuits that are horizontal, and you're going to see later why it's better to create horizontal circuits with this software. So let's rotate this by 270 degrees. And here we have our phase, right? This is the first phase. Now, what else I'm going to get is a neutral. If I double click, and here's my neutral, right? Okay, let's rotate it by 90. Okay, and here is our neutral. Now, what we're going to do is to get a button, and if we press it, the relay will latch and it will activate a lamp. As simple as that. I mean, in this first section, I will just get you ready to do some very simple circuits. But the moment we get into motor driving section, stuff are going to get a little bit more complicated. So in this section, we're going to stick just to the simple stuff so that you get used to it. Now go to components and you will see contactor. There is no relay term here, but there is something like the coil term, okay? So contactor here, it's just a coil, and we can use it in order to simulate our relay. So double click and you'll see it like that. That's great. This is our relay coil, and here it is. Now I'm going to add a button. So just double click on the start button. Here we go. Let's give some space. Now, in order to wire, when you go to the edge of any of the symbols, you'll get a red dot. Just drag it, and you'll get a blue dot at the target end. So if we release, here we go. Let's do the same thing here, and then connect this to neutral. Okay. Seems all right. Now, let's continue. I'm gonna get a lamp. Double click. Oh, I think we got a limit switch. Delete it. Lamp. Here we go. Now, I'm going to connect the lamp to the neutral. As you can see, the lamp has a neutral right now. And also, I'm going to add the normally open contact, right? If I go to normally open contact, double click, put it like this, and then connect these two, and then I'm going to connect it to the phase. Okay, so what do we have now? The moment I press this button, this relay will latch, this will close. If this closes, what's going to happen is the power will flow from the phase to the lamp to the neutral. But there is one missing thing. We need to put labels on the contactors or the coils. So double click on these three buttons and just call it relay 1. Actually, we cannot type 1, so just type R1. And here you will get this field where you can select to which coil does this normally open contact belong. So this is R1. Okay. If you hit on this huge green triangle, you'll start simulation. Now click on this, and as you can see, the coil latched and R1 is latching and the lamp is on. Release it and this will happen. Now if you use the left click and release, the button will also release, see? But if you use the right click, it will latch. Here it's acting as a push button or like a switch. You know, the switch sticks on a certain state, as we will see in the upcoming lectures. And the push button, it's like you press, conduct power, release, disconnect the power. So here I'm using left click, and this is right click. Anyways, this was a very simple experiment, and we will get to more complex stuff later. See you in the next lecture. Welcome guys in this new tutorial, and in this lecture Hello guys, so now I'm going to simulate contactors with you. Are you ready? Great. Let's do it. Let's get a three-phase supply. Double click and we're going to get RST, right? Now, what we're going to do in this circuit is to simulate a motor, very simply. This motor is connected to a switch, not to a push button, just a switch for this stage. Once the switch is on, the motor will turn on. Once the switch is off, the motor will turn off. The motor will be three-phase motor. So, let's continue. Go to induction motors and you're going to see multiple types. What we're interested in is the induction motor. Double click and here's our three-phase induction motor. Now what else do I need? Remember, a contactor has a coil and three contacts. Let's get the coil. The coil will be got from here. Contactor, double click, this is my coil. I also need the normally open contacts and you will get it from here, normally open triple contact. When we do that, we will get three contacts next to each other. Rotate it by 90 degrees. As you can see, the label gets in the way. This is why I don't like using vertical schematic with this software. But anyway, let's keep it like that. All right. Now let's connect this one. Now we have connected the power supply to the first side of the contactor. Now let's connect the second side directly to our motor. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now let me call this K1. K1. And I'm going to click on the label here, choose K1. And we are almost ready. Now I'm gonna get a button. Here is my button. I'll connect the coil to this button. Now remember, we need one side to be connected to a neutral, the other side needs to be connected to the phase. So we need a neutral, double click, that's my neutral, and just leave it like that. It's fine. Okay. Oh man, I don't like how it looks like, so I'm just gonna rotate it. That's much better. Much better. Now I'm going to connect one of the phases to the button. So if I do this, I'll get a connection. It's not a good idea to add a phase because in any real system, in a factory or anywhere, you will see three phases. You won't get a fourth phase, right? Just RST, and then you're going to distribute from those. We're going to see all of these later, also the distribution of the phases. But for now, this is pretty good. Now, if I hit simulation, and as you can see, the motor is off. The moment I press this, the motor will start rotating. If I release it, it will stop. If I hit right click, now it's running. This is acting as a toggle. If I release it, it will stop. So, this is it for simulating the contactors, guys. See you in the next lecture.